why is budget important? Quite a lot of business owners seem to consider any marketing budget they put aside as a bit of an add-on for their business. So it's a bit of a luxury. And when times get tough, quite often it's the marketing budget that gets slashed or dropped off. When actually, in fact, the marketing side of your business is probably the most important, because you're starting that whole sales process with your prospective customers and finding them, making the pathway for them to buy from you. So it's really, really critical for any business owner to make sure that there's a budget for marketing that's inclusive in the full budget runnings of the business. So it's not an add-on arm to the business, or not just a luxury to put in place as and when you need it. It has to be fully inclusive in the business to make sure it's working effectively for you. Just like you would perhaps invest in equipment or machinery when you need it, and you keep the machinery going and you repair it and you maintain it, etc., etc. In exactly the same way, your marketing should work like your equipment or your machinery in the business. It should be another machine in your business, basically, even if you're a service provider. By making sure that your marketing is all inclusive in that business and included in that budget, or that budget you put aside for the full running costs of the business, it means that it's allocated the right amount for your business, so you can make sure your activity continues to work even if times are hard, in building those customer bases. So when your competitors have gone by the wayside because they're not marketing anymore, they don't have the budget anymore, you will stand out from the crowd and really pull those extra customers in, because you've got that budget and that marketing activity that's still going. So my biggest piece of advice for many business owners is to make sure that you fully include marketing as a fully rounded part of your business when you're budgeting and you're doing financials. It's so important to keep that as part of the main runnings of the business, not to treat it as an aside or a bit of a distant cousin of the business. Because once that drops off, that's your main line into your prospective market. And that can really hurt your business if you don't keep that pipeline coming. So irrelevant of the size of business, the marketing budget doesn't have to be huge. So you don't have to put thousands of pounds aside. You know, if you're a great big corporate, that's brilliant. But if you're a small business owner or a micro business, it doesn't have to cost you thousands of pounds every month. If you've got a budget of, say, £100 to put aside, or if you've got a budget of £100 that you can put towards your marketing activity, that means that £100, when you've planned your marketing activity, can be spent as effectively as possible, and you'll reap the gains. So that return on your investments will be greater. So for example, if you spent £100 perhaps on some SEO activity, but you knew each inquiry or conversion of inquiry would bring you £1,000 into the business, then clearly that relationship and that conversion is well worth doing. So why would you ever stop? Why would you knock it off? If you're finding perhaps that you're spending and you're not getting the results, then that perhaps is a way of then looking at some other channels or some other marketing tools, because that tool you're using in particular is not effective for your business. So please make sure that you have a marketing budget put aside within your business, and make sure it reflects what it means to you, the size of your business, because that activity can be really critical in times when business is tough, and it's going to keep that money coming in for you.